Hi guys, this is me once again, Artistically Yours, and thank you so much for watching. And today I will be showing you on how I make my watercolor loose floral wreath painting. So this would be a speed painting process, but I will talk throughout the entire video. I'll try. So this one, I'm just roughly sketching these loose watercolor roses. So I'm planning to make 3 watercolor roses here and bunch them up so they look really pretty, and that would be my idea of this composition. And then here I'm just using red paint and diluting them with water as I go, because in making roses, my own opinion is it's more about how you control the water. It would be what's the ratio between the water and the pigment. And in this way, even if you just use one single color, you'd be able to paint good looking watercolor roses. And also the outer petals of the roses, I intentionally make them loose and lighter compared to the center part of the rose. So this one creates an illusion of depth in the petals of the roses, and I really like this part too. And I will just slowly build it up. So as I wait for the roses to dry, I just go ahead and proceed with the leaves of the roses. And this is when we add greens to our roses. This is when these beautiful colors pop out. They work really well, and I also really enjoy this part of the painting process. And I just make an outline of the wreath and how I'd like it to be, so I would know where I'd paint my leaves and where I can add my greens. So in this part, I'm just varying the colors and the colors of the green, and mixing blues and yellows and green, because it's actually more fun to mix these 2 primary colors, blue and yellow, and you get a very different shade of green instead of just taking the green that's actually in my palette. So in this case, it makes all the leaves unique, even if I'm just making this exactly the same stroke every time. But because the colors are different, in some way the leaves look different from each other, and this actually adds more dimension to our painting, and it makes our painting more interesting, which is what I really like about watercolor. It's so easy to achieve this kind of look with watercolor, as long as you get to practice and somehow you have an idea on how to play around not only with the colors, but also on how to dilute the colors or make the pigment stronger by adding less water and more pigment. So yeah, and I'm just really glad that this Holbein watercolor set that I have is just perfect, because even if I just use a little bit of pigment, I can actually achieve what I really want to achieve in this floral wreath. And once again, I'm gonna say this, as I always say in my videos, that it is such a joy to paint with, and I'm really loving this Holbein watercolor so far. Since I had it in my hand, I have been using it and I've been enjoying it. I just feel like these paints really work with me, and they add value to my style. And in this case, I'm just adding random leaves, so I thought I just vary the leaves. So I'm trying to add longer leaves here, and just adding different shades of green. So that's the reason why you can see me pick up something from my palette, and then at some point trying to add water on the left side of the screen. That's where I put my water. It's on the upper left part of the screen, and then I just look at this, and I was pretty satisfied with the effect that I got, and I'm just continuing to add more colors. And in this process, it's just knowing really when to stop, because sometimes when you are into something and you just don't want to stop. So at that point, I thought I should just finish painting the leaves and go ahead and add more dimension to my roses. So this process is, yes, we're layering it. And now, since my roses are dry, I go back and add another layer of red to make them appear more vibrant. And I really like how it's turning out at this stage. And also, I'd like to mention that this paper that I'm using is 140-pound paper, and whenever I've used it, it used to buckle up, but in this painting it didn't, because I was using less water, but the pigments are so great. I didn't have to use so much water with it. I didn't have to activate it with so much water, yet I could still get the effect that I wanted to. So I would say I highly recommend this Holbein watercolor paint, because they can really help you a lot in improving your paintings. Although I must say that the quality of the artwork is not always dependent on the paint, but it's just that sometimes as an artist, when you work with a good quality brand, it just makes your experience a lot smoother and easier. So this is just my own opinion and my own experience when I'm using the Holbein watercolors. It doesn't really buckle my it doesn't ruin my 140-pound paper. It's really good, and I am about to finish this painting, and I'm just adding some more flowers, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.